It's the Grand Circle Podcast with your host, Samuel Galubak and Inessa Strelnikova. It's your intimate look into the lives of world champion dancers. And now, here's Samuel and Inessa.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Grand Circle Podcast.
Hello, everyone.
My name is Sam.
And my name is Inessa.
And today we have super duper champions, Canadian champions.
Mega
with
champions.
Us. Mega Canadian champions.
Let's hear their titles first.
So they are 8-time amateur champions, 4-time amateur Canadian Latin champions. They're 5-time world champions in 10 dance.
And they're overall 40 times Canadian champions in 3 different categories. And let's welcome to the studio Alain Doucet and
Anik Jolicoeur.
Very good.
Hi,
guys.
Wow.
Pleasure to have you here with us.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
So I want to shoot the first question right away. How long you've been dancing together? Because you have so many titles. So how many years?
2 years.
You're very
So
Actually,
I met Alain, I was 11 years old. He was 13.
Yes.
And we started to dance around that time.
Yeah.
Whose idea was to put it together into couple?
Our
You obviously had
parents.
parents.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was probably Jean-Marc. I remember it was at the beer garden, and
Yeah.
Miriam says, "Oh."
It was the teachers, and it's really like in our mind far
They
away.
they
far
decided-
away.
yeah.
Yeah, very far away.
So-
But we've been dancing together for 38 years.
So whoever decided to make you try out together, they made a very good decision.
Yeah.
Obviously, with looking at the cam out, yes, you're champions
The
together. You're a
result.
family, and you have children together. So like it worked well in every different direction.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes,
Definitely.
very good, very good. Okay,
So,
well,
let's
so
talk about
Sam-
where it all begun. So how did this all begin?
Actually, you know, it's pretty simple. I only had 2 partners in my whole life. So when I
Same
was
here.
social dancing, I was with Jean-Marc in France very often. And what happened is I was going, because I was in social, Jean-Marc was international, so I was going to watch him, and we become friends. And
You and Anik.
me and Anik, and with Stéphane Delargis,
My
old
ex-partner.
ex-partner. So we were a very good friend. We were playing together and all that. And suddenly, one of the competition was at the Beer Garden, like I said, many, many years ago. And Jean-Marc came to me and said, you know what, Anik, partner, could not come to the competition because
Never
he had
showed up.
Yeah, he had a baseball game. And from there, we start dancing together.
You went to compete that same day?
No.
Not the same
we
day, but she was
practiced, though.
we were practicing.
Using that time when you were supposed to dance with your partner?
Exactly. So we practice, and here we are.
Yeah.
Here we
Wow,
are,
what
40-time
amazing story.
Canadian champions.
Yeah, that's it.
40.
40.
times.
So
That's
it
crazy.
actually took us to dance together like as amateurs all our life, and then in 1990 we moved to England to study more with the good coaches that at that time it was like England was very strong.
Because we wanted to be, actually, because you come from Canada, and when you come from Canada, all the competition they are in Europe, it's pretty expensive to invite a couple. So what we decided to do is, like, if we move to England and we're the Canadian champion, every invitation that Canada is going to get to go to any European country, we're going to be able to
Be there already.
be there
there.
already. So it's not going to cost them that much money.
So we
So
got
with that,
people
we,
to know us a lot.
they got to know us. We did competition, Czechoslovakia, Hungary. I mean, all Europe was there, and we won the competition. We won the competition, and so it was good for us to get known,
And good for Canada.
and good
Yeah.
for Canada as well. So that's why. And after 4 years, we decided to go back and we turned professional. And now 10 dance. We wanted to be a world champion
In
for a long time.
1992, you turned into professional.
You
No,
have-
1994.
1994 we turned professional.
91.
You have to tell that story
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
when
Okay.
like
Before we moved to England, my parents decided to do a party for me.
a fundraiser.
Fundraiser to bring money up to us to go to live in London. And Miriam was the host at that time. And so she was at the front and she was asking questions because
Like
we
an
were
interview?
18 years old. You want to move to England. Why do you want to do that? And what was our goal? And this was in 1989. And I still have the tape. In 1989, Miriam asked me, what do you want to become? I said, we want to become the world champion. And everybody started laughing. I mean, As an 18
Nobody
years
believes you,
old,
right?
Not really. And so they say, okay. How long do you think it's going to take you to become a world champion? I said, 10 years. I give myself 10 years. And you know what? In November of 1999, we become world champion.
Wow.
That
Wow.
was exactly
So it's
10
a fun
years.
story.
That's a fun
Yes.
story, and I still have the tape.
Yeah. That's
So if people that doesn't believe me, I'm going to put it on Facebook so you can all see
We'd
that.
love to see that, actually.
Yeah.
That-
I mean, it was unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Speaking of your move to England,
Mhm.
Yeah.
so I read online that you guys specifically took really odd jobs in England
Yeah.
to have
pay
the
your
money
bills. Saw that.
for.
Yeah, he did some research.
and
Did some homework.
It said online that you guys ate spaghetti with no sauce.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah.
And rice.
we-
white
Yeah,
rice.
yeah. We had no money. And when you think no money, it's like I remember that pasta was 39p.
Yeah.
So pasta, no sauce, that's it, that's all. We were, and when we
'Cause-
want to celebrate, we were buying Cinzano. Cinzano is a very cheap
cheap.
cheap liquor just to get a little buzz. So we
Uh-huh.
had, it was terrible.
But
terrible.
all our, like, we were working there, so all our money was to dance, to have the best lessons, to go practice. And the rest, really, we didn't really care.
Even like
So-
we were staying at in England, we were staying with someone, and because it was costing us quite a bit of money, it was like 75 pounds a week. A weekend, we decided if we have a house, and people at the time, there's a lot of people from Montreal were coming, and we knew a lot of people. So say if we have a house or a bigger house, then we can rent some room, and we did that. But even with that, it was so hard to arrive. And I remember once, Pierre and Mireille, we went to Safeway, and he said to me, "Okay, I'll give you 10 minutes. You go and get anything you want." And I will pay for that. I'm like, you must
Yeah.
be kidding me.
They're
Yeah.
talking about
Supermarket.
Supermarket. I had
Safeway.
10 minutes with the stroller,
He's
and
like
I was
this
would-
with the
yeah,
cart, you know, and
and it was
pushing the cart.
put all the
and
spaghetti
putting
sauce?
all the stuff in it.
more than spaghetti at the time.
It's like
definitely.
that scene in the movie Christmas with the cranks.
Yeah.
And
Yes,
just
yes.
strolling through the
And
store. And
another story as well is like Jean-Marc came to international as Jean-Marc and France was competing a lot, and we stopped at a burger store to eat after the competition, and we couldn't afford. So we said we can't go. He said, "Yeah, you come with me. Don't worry about it." So we wanted to pay, and he said, "No, you're not paying. I will pay." I said, "No, I'm gonna pay." So he said, if you don't want to let me pay, I'm going to start dancing on the table. So Jean-Marc stood up on the table and started
In the middle of the
in the
table.
middle
It's very
of the
much
table.
like him, yeah.
Exactly. So
Started to
We-
dance.
I'd never
Alain.
done.
I'm like, okay, you pay. Don't worry, you pay. Yeah.
That's amazing that you guys moved there with no money, but
money.
just for dance. That passion for
600
dance.
Passion and ambition.
650
Yeah.
pounds.
Alain actually sold this car
Yeah.
before we left. He sold it for $2,000,
Yeah.
and that's what we left with.
Yeah.
So
That's
we
it.
had
That's all.
$2,000.
$2,000, and that was in 1989.
1980.
89,
Yeah,
90,
yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. So, well, I just want to go back for a bit
Yeah.
to when you started dancing. So, yeah, somebody's idea. But are you coming from dancing family? Are you coming from the dancing family? We just want the spectators to know.
So my family, both my parents are dancers, and my mom and dad were Canadian champions for many years, and my sister also danced. So the whole family was dancing. So for us, it was easy. We went to a competition. The girls would follow, compete, and
Yes.
we'd go practice. We'd all leave together, go practice. It was very easy because the parents were doing
Was
the
the whole
same
family was
sport
doing
as
that.
the kids. So
How about you, Alain?
Actually, no. My sister started. My sister is a bit older than I am, so she was used to dance, and after that she stopped. But
You got involved. But you also play hockey.
a lot.
That's
of
a big
hockey.
thing. Lots
Yeah.
of hockey.
Yeah, we
Lots
see
of
on
hockey.
Facebook you're the
Oh,
goalie,
yeah.
right?
Yes, I'm the
And you
goalie.
still do
I'm
play
still
hockey.
playing 5 times a week.
And so does your son.
Yeah, my son as
Like
well.
father, like son.
Exactly. Like father, like
Do your
son.
kids dance ballroom too?
they both did. Justin did dance a little bit. He doesn't like it, so he stopped. My daughter Luana danced. She's still dancing, but she's more into gymnastic at the moment, so she does competitions. in gymnastics, and she at the moment doesn't really care about dancing so
Much.
much. She does it. She's very good, but she doesn't.
So
You
you
know.
guys as parents don't push your kids to
No.
that.
Well, we'll push them to do
To
what
do
they
whatever
like
they
to
like, yeah.
what they like to do, but not what we like to do because
My
Then-
son, when my son was dancing, actually, he was not practicing and everything, and I took him and he sat on me and I was like, let's have a talk. I said, do you want to dance? He said, yes, I want to dance. I said, are you sure you want to dance? He said, yeah, I want to dance. Aren't you doing this for daddy and mommy? He said, yes. I said, you're not going to start doing this for mommy and daddy. You're going to do what you want to do. And if you want to do it, we'll push you. But this, you stop. From now on, you're not dancing anymore.
Right.
Your son
right.
also sings.
Sing.
Yes, he sings. He loves singing. This is something that is his passion. He loves it. He doesn't mind if there's 5,000 people in front of him,
Wow.
2,000. You're going to ask him right now. You say, can you sing right now? And he's going to go and start singing.
Okay.
It
so
doesn't matter.
he's built for that.
yes.
Oh,
So
yes.
altogether, a very creative family.
A very creative
Right.
family.
Yes.
Well, how does it feel to dance and to play hockey all together? Because my son used to do the same thing, and eventually hockey won over dancing. It's just the same thing.
Actually,
I'm sure if he would have had the choice, that's what he would have
I
picked.
didn't choose dancing. It's my mom that stopped me when I was younger. I was a forward and I was playing. I was really good at it, but my mom said that
He was very
I
small,
was very,
though.
very, very small, and I get hurt. So she said, "You're not playing hockey anymore. You're gonna dance. That's it." So I stopped for a long, long time, and 8 years ago I started back, and now I played over 1,000 games already in 8 years. So
Wow.
Can we go back to that moment when you know, that party when you announced that you're
Yeah.
going to become world champions?
Fundraiser.
yes,
The fundraiser party
Yeah.
to the moment when you became world champions. So can you describe more about that moment? How
The
did
path.
you feel? What happened? No, not the path, the moment. So 10 years fast forward.
Well,
Now you're and
I know.
and now the new world champions is Anik and Alain. And then what did you feel?
Well, we didn't realize, though, that we said that 10 years before. We didn't remember until we saw the video years after.
Uh-huh.
So we saw the video years after, and we're listening to the video, and in 10 years, we're gonna be world champion, and we're like, really? That's exactly
You
what
said
we
that.
did.
You said
So
that.
we didn't know, didn't remember we said that. So it was just weird for us to, but like
but
we
you know,
achieved
all
what
our
we
life,
wanted
yeah, exactly.
to achieve.
All our life, it was just
built toward that
And
particular
the focus to that.
The focus was always on the 10 dance. We will never stop, either Latin or standard. It was 10 dance, and it will have always been 10 dance. We've made our life with being 10 dance. I feel that it's still a shame that people choose between Latin
Mm.
and standard when they start as a young age. They should start always with doing both.
They all say it's too expensive to do both.
Yes,
But-
so I heard.
But
Yeah.
Yeah.
but it's not more expensive to do both.
No, because one
when
week
you
you
do
yeah.
one style, it helps the other style. So where it could get more expensive, it's with dresses, but the rest, the lessons, the practice, it's the same amount
Because
of
if you
money.
do one style, you'll take more lessons to
Yeah, but
improve.
when we were younger, we only had 2
Yeah.
lessons a week.
That's all.
That's all, and we were practicing 3 times a week. So for us, it was pretty simple. On Tuesday, we were having 1 lesson. Thursday, we were having a lesson, and we were practicing on Tuesday and Thursday and Wednesday. So it's simple. The week was like that, and we had competitions during the
So
weekend.
it's always practice. Just
Always
practicing what
practice.
you're taught those 2 days of the
I mean,
week.
a lot of people say, "Oh, if I was not working, I will get better." My answer to that is no.
We don't believe that.
We don't believe in that. It
Because when
doesn't
you
mean
have too
because
much time, you're not going to spend 5 hours in the studio and practice for 5
there's
hours.
a certain amount of hours that you can do.
And you're going to lose a lot of time just arguing because you know you have so much time. But when you're limited to, let's say I have an hour and a half, not more, because I got to go do homework or I
That-
got to go to sleep because
You-
the next
you-
day I have school.
You realize you
You
don't,
kind of
you
focus
don't have
on
time
doing
to
it.
argue and do all this nonsense, right?
So you
Def-
get
you
the
become
work
more
done.
productive. Yes,
Exactly.
See, we did a couple show, and we only had like an hour a day that we had to practice. So, do you think I'm going to start arguing in an hour that I'm going to be there? No.
Just
Let's
do
go
the
with
job.
it. Let's do the job that we have to do, and after
Yeah.
that we need to go back, and we have things to do.
That's
hockey.
actually very good advice because we've been asking and then we've been talking to other people that we've interviewed previously. How do they go through such process? And then everybody has their own recipe.
Yeah.
But I do like your recipe a lot because, who has time for some nuisance?
No.
Especially if you have a
And-
goal to become a world champion,
and
right?
Who
You
has
don't.
who has time to practice 4 hours in a day? Unless if
We
you're not
did.
working.
We did, my love.
We
did.
well, that was before
That
World
was like
Champions.
every time before the World Championship.
1 month before.
We were going to Calgary, and Miriam was coming with us, and we were having like 7 lessons a day.
Yeah, but that was just the
That
month
was-
before.
Yeah, that was
It's
just
tiring,
to,
right?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah, I wouldn't be able to do it.
And we did it in
every month.
Calgary because it was high altitude. So
Yeah.
we got to the world after, and it was so easy to dance.
Easy, yeah, because you were practicing in the
Yeah.
higher altitude.
Right.
That's right.
And we
So
were,
that's always why we did it there.
and that's
our
why
training.
energy-wise, and when I watch couple, and sometimes they don't have that much energy. You have to practice a lot more than what the music are playing for. So if the music is playing for 1 minute 15, 1 minute 20, or 25, you have to practice for 2 minutes and 50, 2 minutes 53
To gain
minutes.
that stamina.
Yes.
You gain that stamina because people lack of stamina.
And then
is
that
so-
in the last 20 seconds, they're really bad.
Yeah.
And they don't look good anymore. They don't look like when they first started. So if you get used to dance longer,
Your potential of
You look
being
better.
longer will help.
Yes, well, that's very, very insightful and very good advice, right? Insightful conversation. But we talk about Alain's hockey, but I want to talk about Anik, about you. Who did your costumes? Who did ideas for the costumes? Were you the creator of your costumes?
Most costumes I designed myself. I had someone making the
Designs.
the sewing,
Yeah.
but then I was always putting the decoration on my dresses, all the stones, the sequins, and everything. And we kind of learned to do everything on our own because we had to, because there was no one else.
Right.
Like if we'd be in England, we had to be able to do my hair on my own, and there was one else.
Do you remember the
have
World Championship
yeah.
in 1999 when we would burn the floor and
Yeah.
your costume arrived and they were not fitting well?
The dress didn't fit.
I had to sew the
wow.
whole thing.
The dress
I did
didn't fit, so Alain had to undo the
cuts.
dress,
We
cut,
cut.
and sew it back
You
together.
did that.
I did that.
yes. Alain was actually very good because when he was younger, he worked in
Car
a
stereos.
car. He was covering the seats of the inside the car, the interior of the car, so he knew how to sew.
Car holstery,
Yes.
right?
Yes, exactly.
Dark Holstery.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
he knew
So
how
you-
to sew. So
Multi-talented. and
Multitasking.
There's not much I can't do. I promise you that. There's one thing that I know I can't do. It's sing. That I know I
Yeah.
can't
But
sing.
it went into
So
your son.
that's
Exactly.
Went into your son, but
Yeah.
must have come from somewhere.
Yeah.
Do you like to sing?
I like to
Not
sing,
really.
but I'm not good.
He's just, he's just natural on his own.
And he always sang from when he was very little. And I remember when he was like 3 months old, we'd put the DVD of Michael Bublé in front of him, and he would listen to the whole
Show. 2 hour show.
2 hour show. 3 months.
He's
Yeah,
just
it's
soaking it in.
amazing.
Yeah.
It was funny, like it was like focused so much on the singing, and so he always liked
Yes.
watching people sing and then sing himself. And then he wanted to take lessons when he was 7 years old, but he was too young.
Yeah.
So they recommended that he would start later.
Yeah, because they say the voice changes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so. But going back to your costumes and
Yeah.
your looks, I
Yeah.
remember that show that you did, you had to carry Anik on your
Yeah,
shoulder.
that was Cleopatra.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cleopatra. And this is where you could see
Remember
Anik.
that.
I never saw you with black hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you always had
Yeah.
lighter color, like
Yeah.
the blonde, right?
Yeah.
And then so it suits you too
Yes.
very well. Like
Yeah.
you had that total Cleopatra look and the costume was amazing,
Yeah.
You had this
Yeah.
total Egyptian look. And Alain had to carry Anik on his shoulder. It was very epic.
Yes.
And
Epic
for the first
entrance.
time I was listening to her.
Yeah.
When she was clapping, I had to do everything that she meant for. But it has changed a lot since that day.
Yeah.
But we actually did a lot of shows in our career. 1 year, I remember we did like 35 shows in a year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like we were always away, driving to teach somewhere, doing a show at the same time, driving somewhere else. And it was like, because we were tendance dancers, we got really asked often and wherever, like in little studio, in big competitions. We went everywhere all over the world just to do our shows because
they were very entertaining as well. It was not just
shows
on the dancing.
we liked to do. They had each number had a story. Each number was.
And you had 10 dances
exactly.
to do, right?
So it was pretty amazing.
It was it was very interesting. I remember many of your shows, and then they were always fun because there's always like a little story going on, and then
Did you
and
remember?
then the dancing.
Do you remember the Godfather that I did the last one?
The Godfather,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's who's the generator of the ideas? Was it you?
Actually, no. It was a bit of us, but we talked with Jean-Marc, and Jean-Marc
did the voice.
The voice and everything.
Yeah.
We
You
had
guys always helped each other. You even did shows
Double show
together.
together,
I remember
yes.
like you were like
Double show.
washing the
the boat.
the boat.
Selling
Yes, I remember.
yes.
And you were inside the tent. That was
Yes.
another show. Some
Yeah.
a lot of creative ideas.
Yeah. We love to do that. We actually worked a lot with Jean-Marc and France, creating all the decor of our show, all our
I
costumes.
was sewing everything.
And,
So
and
Jean-Marc
very
was designing
late,
everything.
very late, very last minute,
Yeah.
going to a show and building all our
Decorations.
decoration,
you have to
decor
fit,
for the
and
show.
you have to fit in 2 golf bags.
Yeah, so
I find
we
it amazing
travel.
they did everything themselves.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, everything.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
we learned to get everything done by ourselves. So we
Yes.
try to teach that to our kids.
That's
That-
called passion.
Yeah.
That's called passion. Exactly. That's called passion.
People
Well-
try to find passion, but they can't find it anywhere. You can't buy passion.
No, you can't.
No.
And people try to buy it. Try to tell me how can I become really good. There's not much I
You
can
have
say.
to want it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like even my son wants to be good at hockey, and he loves it. He tells me he loves it, but he's not as good. But he's a good player, but not as much as he wanted to be. But I said, what do you do to become better? I said, you have to practice every single day. That's what we did. When
But
we
he
were
doesn't
dancing.
do that on his own. So we have to kind of
Push him.
push him or tell him, did you practice today?"
Remind.
So,
Yeah.
so it means that it's not a passion.
But singing is his passion. That
Singing.
seems to
Definitely.
Singing, he
Yeah,
sings
he sings
all the time.
all the time.
So he
But-
can't be good at everything, you know.
Well, nowadays, you guys are, international judges, Canadian national judges. You go everywhere, and you also have your own dance competition, which is called. Let me say it and see if I'm doing well in French. La chic de la danse.
That's great.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's really good.
So this is happening in April, on
Yeah.
April
24th and 25th.
Yes. So can you tell us a little more about your event? What's so special about your event? Because I
Yeah.
know you're doing things there too, very creative things.
Definitely. Our event is, competition is tough to do and to try to bring people, and people are coming because they like you. People are not coming. They're coming because they love the competition and all that. So you have to say to yourself, and this is why we are partnering with Francis and Claudia and Diana McDonald. So we're all 10 dance couple. So we have the same vision and mind of what we wanted to do. And for us, the most beautiful competition in the world, it's Blackpool. Why? Dancing on the orchestra is something that it does not happen very often. So when you live in London, orchestra, it's nearly 95% of the time. You have Ross Mitchell, you have Andy Ross. So you go, and we were doing competition all the time in England, and every single competition was an orchestra. Every single competition. So we loved to dance on an orchestra. So we said it when we wanted to do the competition. We said, we need to have an orchestra. So our competition with the orchestra, and the orchestra is not playing just 20 minutes on, 20 minutes off. They start at 7 and they finish at 12. They're having a break when they have general dancing, and sometimes they even stay for general. They are kind of people, hard worker, and they play well together. They are very, very good together, and they are passionate about dancing. They are passionate, because usually they play the music from 0 to 3 minutes, the whole piece. Now they have to stop after a minute. For them, it's like a minute 10.
Weird, yeah.
It's weird. I have to fade out now. No. I still want to I still want to play it for 3 minutes. So our competition, It's so well organized in that kind of way. People coming in and they dance on that band. And, you know, a lot of people love to just dance on the DJ. And we talk to people when we're there. I said, do you like the band? Say, yeah, we love the band and everything. But people still love to dance on DJ music. They wouldn't mind if there was a band. So we say to ourselves, we are paying ourselves a big party. So the organizer are paying for the competition, and we're creating our big party for us. And we just invite everybody to come and join into our big party and enjoy what we enjoy the most, listening to our band. The band is amazing. And on top of that, there's a great singer as well, my son. My son is part of the band. So my son is singing most of the songs and everything. So it's a great experience. We love it.
I remember coming to dance at Le Chic, and that band really changed the whole atmosphere.
Yeah.
Dancing in the final.
Definitely brings
That
in
was-
different vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And
And
that's
Live
something
music.
is different. Exactly. That's something that's different. We don't have a band. I mean, I've done a lot of competition through North America, and there's not many people that
No.
use a band. And usually they
Yeah.
will use maybe 3 people together for an intro, but
True.
nothing.
because you're right. It is easy to hire a band, but it's hard to get them trained and organized. Like you said, they don't get it. Like, I just get into the groove and I want to keep playing, and you telling me to stop at 1:20, 1:30. Like, what is supposed to
Yeah.
happen? Plus the strict tempos, right?
Yeah.
Because they
Yeah.
All of that was very tough, and every year they're
Hi-
getting better.
They're getting better.
They practice, and
They
they
do
know what
rehearsal,
our
yes.
event is now, so they're getting much better. And so it's the feature of our event.
Awesome. So, we want to make sure that everybody remembers the dates. So
Yes.
we'll repeat the dates again.
24, 25 of April,
And then now, can
2020.
you say it now yourself?
Le Chic de la Danse.
It's happening in Montreal.
In
Yes.
Yes, on the south shore of Montreal.
It's in a nice hotel.
Very convenient.
Very
a lot
new
of restaurants,
hotel.
very new hotels. So
Lots of restaurants around. Very easy to access. No parking fee.
nothing.
It's very easy
and,
to get there.
and the website, so people can see.
It's
Le
le
Chic
chic
de
de
la
la
Danse.com.
danse.com.
All right.
chicdelatance.com. Thank you guys for being here with
Thank
us.
you so
we
much
had
for inviting
Anik and
us.
Alain, world champions and Canadian 40 times
40
champions.
time
And
Canadian champions.
here was Sam.
And Anessa.
Thank you. Bye
you
now.
so
Thank
much,
you for
guys.
joining us.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thanks.